and welcome back to the pricing channel for small businesses. In today's video, we're going to revisit a topic we looked at before, namely competitive price changes. And we'll talk about how we as a business should react price-wise to competitive pricing moves. And so we'll look at two of the most typical price change cases. The first case is where a competitor raises their prices, and the second case is the opposite, where the competitor lowers their prices. And we'll describe what our options are in each case and how we go about deciding what our reaction is going to be to their competitive price moves. And so let's take a look at the first case where one of our key competitors has decided to raise their prices. Let's assume in this first case that one of our key competitors has raised his prices. Now, they may have announced the increase publicly, or maybe this is an increase that wasn't announced, but we've learned about it through some type of competitive intelligence. Generally speaking, it's in our interest to follow and typically match their price increase if our products are truly competitive to theirs. This type of general business sector price increase not only benefits us, but it really benefits the whole business sector because it improves the profitability and adds value to the sector through the increased prices. Now, these increases are particularly important in inflationary times when the whole business sector will be under significant profitability pressure due to constant cost increases. And typically, all competitors in a business sector are seeing the same cost pressures during these inflationary times. One thing we need to watch out for is to make sure that the competitor has not introduced a new and improved version of the product as part of the increase. In this case, if we try to match the price that the competitor has put into the market, it could cause customers to view our product as being overpriced and could lead to a decline in demand of our product. And so, in this kind of situation, holding firm on price or going with a smaller increase than the competitor might be the better course. Now, another exception to matching a competitor price increase is the case where we want to actually deliberately gain market share versus our competitor. If our current profitability is satisfactory to us, and if we view increased market share as a worthy strategic goal, then one tactic we can take is to hold firm on price and use that price differential to increase our market share. Now, there are two things to be aware of when using this approach. The first is the customers we gain from our competitor may be the most price-sensitive customers and quite likely the least loyal type of customer. And so someday, when we lead a price increase, our competitor may use this tactic to poach some of our customers, particularly the price-sensitive ones. Thus, if we're thinking about using this tactic as a way to increase market share, we really need to think through the strategic implications of this maneuver before using it. Will the customers we gain be loyal? Will our competitor use that same tactic on us someday if we increase prices in the marketplace? As we can see, in most cases, matching a competitive price increase is in our best interest. And it also helps to retain and build value in the whole business sector. Now, an exception is the case where our competitor has introduced a new product, and especially a new and improved product. In that case, our ability to match their prices might be limited. And while it might be tempting to try and poach customers from our competitor by not matching their price increase, we need to realize that those will probably be the least loyal and most price-sensitive customers we'll have. And no doubt, they will be the ones who will leave the first when they find a lower price elsewhere. The more difficult competitive price change to manage is the case of the price decrease. It typically comes during normal economic times when there aren't significant inflationary pressures, and it's typically a move by our competition to increase their market share against us. Now, the price decrease they make might be permanent, or it could be a temporary promotion like a Labor Day sale or a 4th of July sale. The key question for us is whether we should match the price decrease or not. So let's take a look at a method for analyzing how to react to this particular competitive pricing move. The second case that we consider is the case where one of our key competitors has just implemented a price reduction. Again, like the last time, either this was an announced price reduction or it's something that we've learned about through some type of competitive intelligence. Now, one thing to determine is whether this is a permanent price reduction or it's a short-term promotion, like some type of holiday sale. If it's a short-term promotion like a holiday sale, our response would probably come from our marketing plan. If our marketing plan does not use short-term promotions to meet our company goals, then we may decide to ignore this promotion and not match the competitor's price reduction. On the other hand, if our plan doesn't use similar short-term promotions, we may decide to match the plan or even go further than the competitor if we think it's in our best interest to do so. Now, the typical situation we're going to talk about is one where our competitor has made a long-term price reduction. And by long-term, this is something that's going to go on for some defined period of time, like maybe in a new supply contract they've executed with one or more key customers. The question here is, how should we react to this long-term price reduction in the marketplace? Well, one way we can go about evaluating this is to use a formula that we talked about in video 6 to determine what the percentage break-even point of a price change is. And the formula that we talked about in video 6 is simply that the percentage break-even price point is equal to the change in the price divided by the contribution of our product profitability plus the change in the price. And so we're going to use the formula to decide whether a price decrease to match our competitor's move is the best thing to do for our business profitability. So, let's assume we're selling a complete automotive detailing job for $255. And this is the market rate for other automotive detailers in our area. A competitor on the same highway that we're located on, a mile away, reduces his detail jobs to $229. Should we match his price? Okay, well, the way we can go about evaluating this is to, first of all, look at the information we have in hand. And here's the financial information on our detail jobs. Our price is $255. The variable costs, which would be direct labor plus supplies, are $128, leaving a contribution of $127, which, by the way, gives us a contribution margin of 49.8%. And what we know is the new proposed price for us to match is $229. Now, taking that information and plugging it into the percentage break-even price formula gives us this type of calculation. The new price minus the old price gives us a minus $26. We just said our contribution is $127. And so when we plug this information into the formula and work through the arithmetic, we find that the percentage break-even point comes out to 25.7%. So the question here is, what does this number mean? Well, we've calculated the percentage break-even is 25.7%. And so what this means is we should only match the competitive price reduction if we are confident that we will gain 25.7% or more sales revenue from that price reduction. And so as the business owner, we have to make a decision. Do we think we will gain 25.7% or more in sales by matching the competitive price? If we think we will, then we should match the price. If we don't think we'll gain that much in sales, then we should probably stay where we're at. So as we can see from the presentation, the percent break-even calculation does not answer the question of whether we should match the competitive price decrease or not, but it does give us a quantitative decision point based on the profitability of our products. And if we believe that we can obtain 25.7% or more greater sales by matching the competitive price decrease, then that's what we ought to do, because that will be the most profitable path for us. However, if we believe we can't obtain that much new business by matching the price decrease, then we should hold firm on our price, because in that case, that will be the more profitable path for us. I hope this discussion's been helpful, and if you have any comments or questions about the content of this video, as always, put them in the comments section below and we'll look at those in a future video. And as always, be sure and hit that subscribe button down there so that you don't miss a single video. And I look forward to seeing you again.